Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. You know who it is, and it is time for a special holiday edition of the weekly track roundup, where I go over what I felt were the best and worst tracks of the week. Quite a few songs in this episode ended up being holiday themed, so I figured, why not get a little festive on your asses? Bring in the Yuletide cheer. And of course, before I get too deep into this episode, I have to shout out our sponsor for this edition, for this episode of the Weekly Track Roundup, the good people over at Squarespace. Make your next move. Start your new website for that passion, that work thing you got going on with Squarespace. They have 16 beautiful new designer templates, making it easier to create your own online aesthetic and visual look with your website, all in one platform. No need to install anything, update anything. It's all in one. It's all right there. Also, 24/7 customer support, which I myself, as somebody who has a site on Squarespace, take advantage of. Very happy about that. Also, they have a new online store feature that you will most likely want to take advantage of and is very easy and convenient. And finally, they make domains simple and easy, whether it is starting your own domain or transferring one over from another website that you've already made. Squarespace, hit up squarespace.com/theneedledrop, get 10% off. Link is down there in the description. Let's go. Also down there, we have our Amazon Associates link. Hey, you're doing some holiday shopping? Hit that Amazon Associates link down there, whether you live in the US, Canada, UK, mainland Europe, Japan. Anything you buy off Amazon for the holidays, we get kickback from it. Does not add to the overall price. And we have a similar thing going on with the good people over at Turntable Lab, where you can buy colorful vinyl pressings of records that I have talked about on my YouTube channel. Here we are, worst tracks of the week. Got to give it first to my boy, Ed Sheeran. I just saw like this over-under video on Pitchfork with Noel Gallagher, and I think he called him the Ginger Fury, and I just could not stop laughing at that. Ed Sheeran, the Ginger Fury, new version of the song "Perfect" out with Beyonce. It's just as awful as Perfect was before Beyonce was added into the mix. Nothing really to say about it outside of that. It's still a corny ballad. But let's really kind of get into the worst of the worst this week. There's been a lot of holiday projects dropping this week so far, and we're only like 3 days into December. We have that terrible new Sia holiday album. It's not that good. And that Gwen Stefani holiday album is absolute trash. But none of it is as trashy and as disgusting as every single track on this new Jake Paul EP, Litmas. Jake Paul and Team 10, pretty much Jake Paul rapping terribly over a bunch of trap-style renditions of already popular holiday songs, as well as a Christmas remix of Everyday Bro. So this made me want to die. This made me throw up in my mouth, especially on the 12 Days of Christmas, where he raps about his dog giving his seed, and then he gives Jake 8 new puppies on the 8th day of Christmas. It's the first time, I think, in a rap song I've been confronted with the visual of dog semen, so not too happy about that, but this thing is shit. It's absolute trash. I can't even pick a single track out of it to mention in the worst tracks of the week segment. It's just all trash. It's all shit. From the Nick Crompton intro to Jake Paul pretending to be Logan Paul on one track. It's really all terrible. I really seriously did listen to this thing from end to end, and it's really just like a human centipede of song. Just each song just shitting into the next song, only for that song to shit into the mouth of the following song. So I really don't know what else to say, except that on iTunes and Apple Music and Spotify probably as well, you can loop this EP. So really it's just kind of an endless human centipede with each mouth sort of going into a ring. So it's just mouth to ass in a circle. So a complete circle of mouth to ass. Musical human centipede. That's really all I have to say. All right, let's move into the meh section. Tracks that I thought were worth shouting out, worth mentioning, though I wasn't totally insane and crazy for them. First off, shout out to my boys, They Might Be Giants, one of the best rock groups and pop groups of all time, in my opinion, though lately a lot of their stuff is kind of watered down and a little bland, and the production is kind of dry and on the uninteresting side. Sort of remains to be the case with this new song over here, Last Wave, but still, gotta give a nod to my boys. They're the best. Also, Tkay Maidza with Danielle Harle. Sorry, I can't pronounce anything. I'm so lit from Jake Paul's Litmas. They have a new track out titled Bum Bum, which to me reads like Azalea Banks if she stayed good, as opposed to like starting to come out with terrible music. So this is kind of like a nice, sweet banger. Not a whole lot of substance to it. I do think the hook and the refrain does get old after a while, but still, great instrumental. Shout out to a rapper from Down Under. And yeah, just check the track out. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. I'm just not sure I'm personally going to get a whole lot of replay value out of it. Next, shout out to my boy IGLOOGHOST, who did a cute little remix of Lil Pump's Molly, which is up now on his SoundCloud page. It's kind of short. I wish he did more with it, but all in all, it is a pretty fun little remix. Next, Best Coast does a cover of the fantastic little Christmas song, Little Saint Nick, Little Saint Nick. You guys know, Beach Boys, Brian Wilson, all that stuff. It's kind of bland in usual Best Coast fashion. However, it's hard to really truly mess up a cover of Little Saint Nick as long as you sort of keep it kind of rocky and lighthearted and cheery. It's a very fun rendition, and it's one of many indie for the holidays songs that you can find on a new Amazon original compilation that is pretty decent on the whole, pretty decent. Moving on from there, BEAK, who you might know is connected to the amazing Portishead and so on and so forth, Jeff Barrow, all that stuff. They have a new track out, a holiday-themed track, Merry Christmas, Face the Future, and it is one of the dreariest Christmas songs that I've ever heard in my entire life. It is a little maybe too drab, not just because of the whole holiday theme and everything, but I do think there is kind of a bleakness and a muddiness that I think kind of hurts the song's overall appeal, but I do like what they're trying to do on this track quite a bit. I do like kind of the miserable dystopian vibe of the song, and that it's I don't know, just like kind of one of the most warped Christmas tunes I've ever heard. So shout out to this track. If you're looking to have a weird Christmas, give this thing a shot. And let's get into the best tracks of the week, in my opinion. Let's do it. Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. Let's just shoot them all out. Bam. Number 1, Segall. Awesome new skronky, honky saxophone back track, which is titled The Main Pretender. And it's heavy, it's fantastic. It's a part of several singles he's released recently on Bandcamp, all of which have been pretty good. This has stood out to me as the best one, though, and I'm really excited for when Ty makes his return with a new album, probably at some point next year. Moving on from there, Show Me the Body. Got to give a shout out to this new track. The New York kind of experimental punk outfit has a new song out titled Talk. It's like a bit of a grimy, heavy, distorted punk throwback. It's very brutish. It's very thuggish. It's very go, go, go. It's like very, I don't know, lunk-headed. I do kind of like that quality about it. It's kind of like mutant punk or something. Really kind of digging the vibe and the aesthetic that they're pulling together on this track. Feels old school, but kind of has like a new school weirdness about it that I like quite a bit. Next, No Age has a new track out titled Drippy, which reads to me as like a noisy, layered, kind of psychedelic piece of pop punk, which is pretty pleasant, pretty sweet on the ears, pretty interesting. So definitely enjoying what they're putting out so far with the singles to this new album, certainly more than I did with their last record. Really do have higher hopes with this new upcoming project. I guess it's going to be on Bandcamp, but that's nice. I like Bandcamp. Moving on from there. Try not to get distracted here. N.E.R.D, or N.E.R.D, Pharrell, all that. New song out, new album on the way, December 15th. This new one featuring Future is 1000. This track I liked even more than Lemonade. Like, this is fucking amazing. The youthful, brash, like kind of post-punky verses on this thing are incredible. The chorus is banging. It's like a weird mix of like the futuristic, experimental approach to pop and rap that we've expected from N.E.R.D so far. But there are elements of punk and synth punk in there. There are elements of trap in there. And it's just such a menagerie of sounds and ideas, but they all come together so well. Like it's such an incredible song. Like I can't really say enough good things about it. And I'm kind of really excited for this album because N.E.R.D. so far, they're 2 for 2. They are 2 for 2. Like, this might be a bit of I'm trying to think, like a D'Angelo situation here, where you have one of the best albums of the year come out just before List Week, just at the tail end of the year. So I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty excited, honestly. Next, probably my favorite Christmas song this week is this new Marching Church song, Christmas on Earth, which the Ice Age fans are probably well aware of Marching Church at this point. They're a Northern European rock band with kind of post-punk vibes and a huge like Nick Cave influence going on. And I love just how downtrodden and miserable and bleak, but also melodic and beautiful this ballad is. And that's really truly what it is. It's like a downtrodden Christmas ballad that breaks the heart. And really kind of love that about it. Which is why it's my favorite Christmas song this week. It's the favorite Christmas single of the week. So if you listen to any Christmas singles I have recommended to you in this video, for the love of God, please listen to this one. This one's fantastic. Give a shout out to First Aid Kit. This new song over there that they have coming out of their forthcoming record, Ruins. This track, friggin' Fireworks, has a bit of a 60s girl group vibe to it or something, like a bit of a Brill Building vibe to it. And it comes together really well. Like, it's very soulful, it's very sweet, it's very poppy. But I think there's a modern edginess to it too. It's not just an exercise in nostalgia or anything like that. And of course, the duo's usual sharp songwriting talent and vocal talent shines through on this track too. Really excited for this new album of theirs. Could be one of their best. Could be their best. So yeah, I think it's really shaping up with the singles. Next, I got to give a shout out to DRAM, Big Baby DRAM, who has a new Christmas EP out. One song actually features his mother, BigBabyMom. It's their rendition of Silver Bells. And they kind of fucking kill it. Like, you wonder where DRAM gets his singing ability. You wonder where DRAM gets his pipes. Like, his mom can really go toe-to-toe with him. Like, there are a few, like, awkward moments here and there vocally, and not just with her, but with him, because it seems like a lot of what they're doing is very kind of impromptu and very sort of off the cuff. Like, it doesn't sound like the most rehearsed version of Silver Bells that you're ever going to hear, and it is a tad short too. But man, the vocal abilities between these two and just the chemistry between them singing, you can tell that this is not their first time singing together, and that, his mother has been an incredible influence on him musically. So it's actually kind of beautiful and heartwarming and fantastic to hear both of them on a track and just hear it coming together so well. And also, can I just say, like, DRAM as a baby in this picture, he is just so... this picture, he is just so... I imagine, like, this is just like he's just maybe it's nap time, or maybe it was just after nap time. He just seems like so out of it. But I love this picture. I love this rendition of Silver Bells. Really happy to hear it. Shout out to DRAM. DRAM fans have self-esteem. DRAM fans have self-esteem. DMX has a new single out, which has been released with Spotify. Spotify has been dropping a lot of holiday singles, like a lot of exclusive tunes with a series of different artists doing holiday songs and holiday covers. And this is, of course, a rap rendition of that legendary clip of DMX, sort of pounding out a sort of a cappella version of Rudolph the Rednose Reindeer. Now it has been sort of graced with a studio version with an instrumental. Thank God. Praise Lord Jesus. Rudolph guiding his sleigh through the night with his nose so bright. I'm really happy that this exists. The meme has come to life, and I'm glad that DMX has embraced the meme. And so definitely make sure to listen to this one. And finally, got to give a shout out to Charly Bliss, who had one of the more fun kind of bubblegum rock records of the year. They have a fantastic and a cheery and a sweet rendition of the song All I Want for Christmas Is You. And given just the high-pitched register of the lead singer of the band, it comes together really well. It comes together really well. Like, they definitely put their own sort of stank on it, and it's quite nice. And that is it, guys. That is it for the holiday installment of the worst tracks of the week. the Met tracks of the week, the best tracks of the week, aka the weekly track roundup. Make sure to hit up once again our Amazon link down in the description, our Turntable Lab link down in the description, and the good people over at Squarespace who sponsored this fantastic holiday episode. Thank you very much for watching. Love you guys. Hope you got some good recommendations out of this video. I'll see you in the next one. Forever.